Welcome everyone in live to the virtual Talladega Superspeedway. It all culminates here for the McCullough Motorsports Money Racing Little Dog Big Dog Championship as we get set for 100 laps here at Talladega in the Xfinity Series car. 50% fuel here tonight, one faster pair, and as always, fixed setups. But wow, what a season it has been as you see Hunter Hastings out there on the track behind, getting his position for qualifying set here. And we'll be going to the grid here shortly, but man, it's been 12 weeks. 12 weeks of racing. It started at Talladega here in this car, and this is race number 13 on the calendar as we will crown a team champion here tonight. There'll be payouts for the top 6 drivers in the race and the top 3 teams, and we'll get some of the updates on that here in just a second as we get set to go live here for 100 laps around this 2.66 mile Talladega Superspeedway. I'm your host here tonight, Michael Triscaro of PGR eSports, and I will not have a broadcast partner here tonight, so you're in for the long haul with me here tonight for this 100 laps. So hopefully these drivers can get some laps under green here tonight. Right now, provisional pole sitter Nathan Harper. As we will clear this from your screen, and we'll go over some of the info here tonight. As we bring up the scoring tower right now, you see Nathan Harper on the top of that board. Freddie Bazinez here in tonight's race as he's getting his qualifying laps here going right now. And here is that race flyer. So there's the team championship. It'll be Logan York and Scott. It'll be Joshua McCullough, Steve Sizemore, Nathan Harper, Jeremy Osborne, Vincente Guerrero, James Waring, Kyler Wynn, Ron, Brian Hennings, Hunter Hastings. It'll be Matt Lee, Joey Galati, Kenneth McCullough, and Rick. It'll be Daniel Falkingham and Mark Vondell, Chase Mistretta, Christopher Melton. It'll be, I believe, Freddie Bazinez, and, well, let's see, that's James Waring. And a couple more teams you see all right there. So payouts, I believe those are estimated payouts. They're going to be a little bit smaller based on the season here tonight. So there's your estimated payouts, but we're going 100 laps, 50% fuel, one faster pair. And this is race number 13 of the season as all these drivers getting set the grid right now. And we'll bring up our qualifying results. Here at Talladega, it is going to be Kyler Wynn on the pole here tonight. So Kyler Wynn takes pole position, and they have the inside track at being the champion here tonight. Nathan Harper will qualify second, so outside front row. Sean Corbett will start in third. Kenny McCullough Jr. will start in fourth. Richard Elliott will start in fifth. Brian Henning starts in 6th tonight. Freddie Bazinez in 7th. Starting 8th, Christopher Carter. In 9th, Hunter Hastings. Rick Schneider will start in 10th. Daniel Falkingham in 11th. Logan York, 12th. Landon Velicky, good to see him back out on the track, will start in 13th. John Ward will start in 14th here tonight. Trevor Ashwinoth in 15th. In 16th, that'll be Joshua McCullough. Sterling Thess in 17th. Christopher McCullough will start in the 18th position. Starting in 19th, there'll be Steve Sizemore. And rounding out your 20-car field here tonight, that'll be Mark Vondell. So that is your qualifying results here tonight as all these drivers now getting set to take the grid here at Talladega. See Sean Corbett qualified third. He is already on the grid, ready to rock and roll here tonight. Just waiting everybody, all 20 drivers here to grid shortly. And we'll get ready to go green. But we'll bring up that flyer one more time. And you can see those teams vying for the championship here tonight. So there'll be, I believe, actually 4 payouts. There could possibly be a team outside the championship as well, making some money here tonight, along with the individual awards for the top 5 and/or 6. It's a little bit smaller field tonight, but thanks for joining us here for the McCullough Motorsports Money Racing Little Dog Big Dog Championship, live here on the PGR eSports Network. There's a good shot here of Team PGR driver Brian Hennings in the 74. Team VRX as well. And funny logo on the front, pay, get wrecked. And hopefully tonight Brian Hennings is able to keep all 4 Goodyear tires and all that metal around his car safe and to the end of this race. Richard Elliott also hopping in his car, getting ready for tonight's race. Good to see Richard here tonight, ready to go. I think I was teammates with Richard in one of the first couple seasons here in this series, and we had a shot to win it all, and fortunate bad luck at the end of that race. But Richard Elliott getting ready here tonight, right behind Sean Corbett. They'll start 3rd and 4th respectively. There's Brian Hennings. We've got Sterling Thess a little bit farther on back. As all these drivers still getting set the grid. Nathan Harper now on the grid, waiting the pole sitter, Kyler Wynn. So excited to be back here. It's been a little bit since I have broadcasted here for McCullough Motorsports, and I was not the primary broadcaster here in the series. I believe Landon Velicki did most of these, so pardon me, a lot of the information is new. I know it's the last race of this season. And season number 1, it was Logan York, Nash Brambilla taking the title. Season number 2, Christopher McCullough, Nash Brambilla, Troy Wilson. So Nash Brambilla went back-to-back seasons 1 and 2 with his team. Season number 3, the boss man, Kenny McCullough, Ron Morris, J.R. Miller took first. So those are your 3-season championship teams. And here in season number 4, we're going to crown another team champion. And we are excited here tonight to figure out who that, in fact, is going to be as we get set to go racing here. Still waiting on a couple drivers to get here on the grid. We'll go high above the Goodyear blimp on this Sunday night. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Monday night, it's the PGR eSports Light Series. And they'll be from Talladega as well in the Gen 6, as it's the first round of season number 2's playoffs. It'll be a 3-week playoff. Next week will be an off week for Memorial Day. But 3-week playoff, and that'll crown season number 2 champ. On Tuesday night, back to RMR, Ron Morris Racing, Tuesday Night Thunder, as the race for the playoffs is on. On Wednesday night, RNR. And the race for that championship is, well, I'll tell you what, that race for that championship is hot because that is some big money to be had in that series. And on Thursday night, PGR returns, and it will be a marquee event for the quarter. And it will be a heat race, and we'll get all drivers eligible. So Light Series exempt and the Intimidator licensed drivers for PGR will all race on Thursday night, as we look to get about 50, 60 drivers for that one. And go heat racing on Thursday night for a big payout. Well, the pace car is off and running. So are these Xfinity Series cars and all the drivers here vying for the championship. We will go green next time by here tonight. And we will count them down all the way from lap 100 all the way to the checkered flag here tonight. John Darnell, Corey Wright here in the chat tonight. And thank you for your participation. We appreciate that as always. As we will go green next time by here. NASCAR All-Star Race has concluded from North Wilkesboro. Christopher Bell, your winner. What was a very, very awesome race in North Wilkesboro tonight. And the track actually down there in North Wilkesboro is aging fast, even with that repave. A multi-groove racetrack now, and I'll tell you what, put on some great action here tonight in the NASCAR Cup Series. as Joey Logano and Christopher Bell exchange the blows late, and Christopher Bell with that late stop for the promoter's caution gets the job done. Well, we'll see who gets the job done here tonight on a Sunday night as the pace car is going to dip onto pit lane as we get set to go green for the first time here tonight. The championship in the McCullough Motorsports Money Racing Little Dog, Big Dog will be settled tonight. Which driver and drivers will etch their name into MMS lore, into the Geico restart zone? The green flag into the air for the first time here tonight. Sean Corbett will lead lap number 1 here tonight with Kenny McCullough Jr. in the 03 above him. We are 2 by 2 all the way through the field to start tonight's race. With 100 laps here tonight, 50% fuel. Should expect these cars right now to ride around for a little bit of time, feel one another out. See if we can get some green flag racing in here. And it is a long one here tonight, as it is always, for the championship. As these teams here tonight going for that big payday. As much as it's usually individual here in McCullough Motorsports, Little Dog, Big Dog, a team plays a big factor, and it's all randomly drawn before the season. So one of the coolest series out there right now is Corbett leads Elliott here as we come to lap number 3. We were talking about that schedule, 12 races prior to this one. It all started at Talladega back in January the 12th here in the Xfinity Series car. So practically a bookend here, season number 4 with the Xfinity Series at Talladega. They then went to Daytona in the trucks, iRacing Superspeedway in the next gen. They went to Atlanta for race number 4 in the Xfinity Series. In week number 5, it was Talladega in the trucks. Week number 6 took them back to Daytona in the next gen. iRacing Superspeedway popped up again for Xfinity in race number 7. Atlanta Motor Speedway in the trucks. Week number 8 back at the end of March. Week number 9, it was the next gen here at Talladega. And race number 10, back at Daytona for Xfinity. And 2 weeks ago, it was iRacing Superspeedway in the trucks. Just last week, it was Atlanta in the next gen. And that all set up here tonight's race, the 13th and final race of the series, here in the Xfinity Series car at Talladega. As Corbett looking fast here early with Richard Elliott right behind. So Sean Corbett, I believe, not on the list here for the team championship, but he can still win the highest team outside the championship. So Sean Corbett still racing for something here tonight. Richard Elliott looking around for his name. Don't see him as well in any of these teams. Christopher Carter here tonight racing. I believe not on any of these lists as well. So a lot of these front runners here tonight kind of taking it easy. Rick Schneider, though, racing with Kenny McCullough. He's up here. And Rick Schneider in the 4th position right now. In the number 3. Toyota up top in the black and white. And right below him, Brian Hennings going for that team championship tonight with Hunter Hastings. So we'll keep an update all night long on the team title. A long way to go here. Just lap 60 of 100. Farther on back through the field, Sterling Theis out of Clarion, Pennsylvania. Sterling here in the number 14 Toyota Supra has really done an impressive job of late throughout the money racing community. In fact, over in PGR eSports, just went from light series to exempt. And now Sterling Theis can race not just on Mondays, but Thursdays as well. And much deserved for that man, as he has shown he can hang with the best here in the business. The likes of this man right here, Daniel Falkingham, in the 39 and eNASCAR Coke Series Pro. So Daniel Falkingham here in tonight's race, going for the team championship with his teammate Mark Vondell. And Mark Vondell right now just hanging out in the back out of Lake Placid, New York. Mark Vondell in the 59 McCullough Motorsports Chevrolet. And Mark here, the caboose right now, but hey, he knows, hey, stay out of trouble here. Stay here on the back end of this pack and in that draft. And right in front of him, one of the best in the business as well, Kyler Wynn out of Thunder Bay, Ontario. As he's trying to get the job done tonight with Ron. I believe his teammate not in tonight's race, so it'll be solely on the man right there, Kyler Wynn. Evan Carlbon out of Berkeley Township, New Jersey here in the 78 for the Jack Shack. Starting that Barks Toyota here tonight. It's Evan Carlbon. I believe not on any of the teams here, so just running for payout positions as we continue to go through the field. We got a long night. Might as well meet all the drivers. Joshua McCullough out of Savannah. Right there in the 29 Goodwrench Chevrolet. Son of Kenny McCullough. And Joshua McCullough here tonight vying for the team championship with Steve Sizemore. Steve Sizemore currently running in fifth. Christopher McCullough, one spot ahead of Josh from Savannah, Georgia as well. And the number 94. And Chris McCullough racing with, I believe, Michael Wingo, who is not in this field. So Chris McCullough going to have to do it all by himself here tonight. But the guy's got a lot of experience. So I expect Chris McCullough to make some noise and get to the front in the later stages of this race. Right in front of him, a multi-time winner here in the money racing community. That's the 7, Nathan Harper. As Nathan goes for a championship here tonight. His teammate Jeremy Osborne not in the field, so Harper looking to go solo here tonight. We talked about Sterling Theis and the improvements he has made and how he has been able to hang with the big boys, and Sterling Theis could make a big splash here tonight. Right in front of him is the man with the pearly whites, Trevin Ashmanoff out of Augusta, Georgia, in the 89 Toyota for the Jack Shack. Trevor Ashmanoff looks here to get to victory lane. Not in any of the teams here tonight, but racer very capable of doing it all by himself. And right in front of him, the Nightmare Esports of Landon Velicky from Lake Martin, Alabama. He's just most recently got back on the track, took a little bit of a break. But it is so nice to see Landon Velicky back there on the track. And you'll hear him tomorrow night live on the PGR eSports Network for playoff race number 1. Freddie Bazinez out of Miami, Florida in the number 20 Menards Turtle Wax Toyota Supra, sporting that yellow and black. And man, cannot talk enough good words about this guy right here. He has been to victory lane numerous times. The all-time race or winningest racer in PGR Light Series, and He's got some big ones now to his name as well in other series. Hunter Hastings tonight out of Elkmont, Alabama. We'll see if he can make some noise in the 44. Teamed up with Brian Hennings tonight. That's a tough team right there. They could be the ones to beat here tonight. Don't count out this man, Logan York in the 02 out of Fort Meade, Maryland. Logan York teamed up with Scott, who's not in this race, I do not believe. So Logan York trying to get it done tonight by himself. There's the boss man, Kenny McCullough Jr. in the 03 trying to get it done as well, as he's with Rick Schneider, who's currently in third. Brian Hennings out of California. And let's see if Brian Hennings make his way to the front with Hunter Hastings. Steve Sizemore, Josh McCullough, that's the teammate here tonight. And that 8 right now, looking sporty here early, been in the top 10 most of this race. Richard Elliott in the 0 out of Little River Academy. And right in front of him, John Ward. One of the vets here, John Ward of Talladega Pros, Valdosta, Georgia. Sean Corbett spot in front of him right now, Wilmington, North Carolina. Driving the Ford 45 here tonight. Rick Schneider right in front of him. As Christopher Carter here now, all the way up front, your leader. Here early, 13 laps in of 100, and it's been a parade of single file racing, as it should be. So we have a long way to go here tonight. 50% fuel. I'm going to be guessing here that we'd be pitting a little bit past the 20 lap mark here tonight. Maybe around 25. I could be wrong. We'll find out when they pit, and we'll see how many stops this race is. 4 or 5 stop race for my calculations at the moment. See if we get a word with some of these drivers here tonight as well. Got a few here tonight in the chat. And we'll see if we could join some of them here. And we're going to hop in right now with Brian Hennings, Hunter Hastings. You got a copy?
What's going on?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, we're just watching you guys out here, single file, parading around the track as it should be. Long way to go, Brian, here at Talladega tonight, but what's the plan for your team, you and Hunter, to get the job done here tonight?
Obviously, it looks like everyone's in the fuel save mode. I mean, we're not even going, full out. So just ride and try to be there at the end and not be too far in the back. When everyone does come to pit, I don't want to be in the back of a long train when everyone does start coming to pit.
Well, Hunter, we got you in here. So Brian just brought that fuel up, and everyone's saving fuel. About how many laps can you guys go here with the 50% fuel tonight?
I got about 7 laps left. I need to go down Fair Road. Saved about 2-3 laps.
So about 22, 23 laps. It's looking probably like a 5-stop race unless you're able to save enough fuel here tonight, guys. But, hey, we appreciate talking to you guys right now. And, hey, who knows? Maybe we'll be talking to you guys later here at the end of the night.
Let's hope.
Well, we're going to pop in another channel while we have some time. It's going to be Daniel Falkingham. Mark Vondell, you have a copy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Mark, we're doing pretty good. We see you out here in the back just kind of hanging out right now. Is that your plan, to just kind of keep the car clean?
Yeah, that's my plan for now. Too early in the race, way too early, too many laps to go.
Well, your teammate up here in the 13th position. Not trying to get too crazy yet, Daniel Falkingham. Long race here tonight. Tell us about the fuel here tonight. It's going to be a 4 or 5 stop race. You guys able to save enough fuel to make it a 4-stop race, or are you planning on 5 stops to get the job done?
I think with how everything's going right now, I think we can make this on 4 stops. But definitely right now, I'm trying to get some track position. I was making 16th. I just followed Kyler and Freddie, so we're already back up in top 5 here. So yeah, so I think that's probably gonna be the plan, to try to 4-stop this. And hopefully it goes green, but there ain't no guarantee this race is going to go green all the way in the first place. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully we can put ourselves in a good spot to just be in contention at the end of this thing. But we'll most likely look at a 4-stop if this goes green with people saving fuel and whatnot.
Well, I appreciate the word from you guys during green flag. We'll hopefully be talking to you here later.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
Well, we're going to hop to the third team here tonight. It's going to be Kenneth McCullough Jr. Rick Schneider, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, we're going through all the teams here tonight. I know we're getting close to pit stops, so we'll make it quick, Kenny. But, hey, another season here, Big Dog, Little Dog, season number 4. And I believe you were champion last season, but what's it going to take to get the job done here again this year?
It's going to take being patient. Gotta be patient.
Well, Rick Schneider, your teammate, was up in the front early. Rick, I found you back now in the 16th spot. And right now, getting close to those pit stops, Rick. And tell us about those pit stops. How key are those going to play a role in tonight's race?
You just got to be smooth. You gotta just get the job done without making any mistakes.
Well, hey, hopefully we'll be talking to one of you
Yeah,
guys later in
absolutely.
victory lane here tonight.
Yep, appreciate it.
Sounds good.
And you heard some from more drivers there, and pit stops are looming. Falkingham believes it could possibly be a 4-stop race here tonight if this enough fuel is saved. And I'll tell you what, if we get to that first green flag stop and we get through it, this field could break up just a little bit. And if it does, we could be in for a long night of green flag racing, which is a good thing here as we close in on lap number 20. John Darnell III in the chat, as is Kenny Reel. Kenny Reel, actually, great job of late in his racecraft throughout all the Money Racing series. Good to see him doing so well, getting a big win in PGR in the last month. As right now up front, it is Brian Hennings here to the point. Right above him, it looks like Christopher Carter here. Getting pushed by the 14 of Sterling Thess. As we will probably be going down pit road in the next 5 laps of this race. And the fuel saving a big role here tonight. The way this race could possibly play out. And you've seen some of these drivers too go front to back or back to front. So smaller field, 20 drivers here tonight, and that's something, or 21 drivers. And we're gonna see pit stops right now. So it looking like to me, this is gonna be a 5-stop race here tonight. Or very close. You know what? They should be able to do it in 4 stops. But I believe they weren't pushing it too much there. So as long as they keep saving some fuel and keep making these numbers, they should be able to get there. Not including the green-white checkers. But here we go. Most of the field here has come down pit lane. We'll see who wins that race off. It looks like Brian Hennings, Kenny McCullough, Logan York, or Chris McCullough, sorry. Logan York. Your winners off pit lane. Here's that second group. They're able to go another lap. That's going to be led by Daniel Falkingham. As Falkingham leads the next group in with Kyler Wynn, Freddie Bazinas, Hunter Hastings, and more. So this group of 8. And we'll see how this all shapes out. We're going to bring up our track map here on the screen. These guys down pit lane. Everyone else in between turns number 3 and 4. Right now, you're coming in for left side tires and Sunoco Race Fuel. Here comes Falkingham. Keep an eye on that track map in your top right-hand corner of your screen. Brian Hennings right now in the middle of the trioval. Remember, he did pit. We'll go to him right now. These guys were the first group to come down. How will this all shape out? Hennings, Chris McCullough, Logan York. And they're coming in a hurry. And they should be able to go around Falkingham here. with all that speed. And there they go here in the middle lane. Will they clear? They do. They all three clear. And that brings Hennings, Chris, and Logan York down to the bottom of the racetrack. And we'll see if we lost anybody here. All the way back here to Sterling Thess. And I believe Richard Elliott has them as well. So 16 drivers after the first round of green flag stops are here in the main pack. But Corbett, Sizemore, Ward, all off pace, as is Vondell and Rick Schneider. Corbett, though, digging. And I believe Corbett, Sizemore, and Ward are catching them, and they are. They're already there. And these three coming in a hurry. So now, 19, and they're going for more. They're going right to the middle lane as Sean Corbett, carrying all that speed. I think these guys are on the bottom saving already. These three said, no, we're going straight to the front. The front they go. Hennings is going to go out. They're going to split them three wide. Easy call there for Corbett. These three working in tandem right now, right to the front of the racetrack. To the bottom they go. And P1 Sean Corbett now. And Sterling Thess now at the back of this pack. And Mark Vondell, he's got him in his sights. So Mark Vondell stays in this pack, and it's only Rick Schneider now. The three car way off pace. So problems for Schneider and everyone else. Solid green flag stops. And already now approaching the quarter point of this race. As we won't have another round of green flag stops until about lap number 40 to 42. As the drivers continue single file and possibly fuel conservation mode. As 50% fuel, 100 laps is right on the number for 4 stops. And, well, why not? It's the quarter of the race. We'll take a quick break here on the PGR eSports Network. Back here live at Talladega Superspeedway for the McCullough Motorsports Money Racing Little Dog Big Dog Championship. If you're just joining us, we're back here from a quick break. And Sean Corbett still your leader here. And it has been a clean race, all green flag racing so far here tonight. We've had a green flag stop, lap 20 and lap 21. So all these drivers right now thinking they can make it on 4 stops here tonight without a caution. And that is a lot to ask for, but this type of race plays into a lot of green flag racing with 21 drivers in the field, 50% fuel here in these Xfinity Series cars. And with that 100 laps, that's why you see a lot of single file racing right now. As Corbett and Sizemore pace the field. Richard Elliott, John Ward, Chris McCullough, your current top 5. So look for about another 11-12 laps. We'll see them come down for service once again. It'll be left and or right side tires and Sunoco Racing fuel when they do. We've seen drivers tonight go from front to back, back to front. And very easy to do. Here comes Trevin Ashwinoth on the top. With a strong push from the 62 of Landon Bellicky. And man, they are clear right to the bottom of the racetrack. Hunter Hastings, Evan Carlbon fit in there and slot in. And here goes the 89 to the point. But how long do you want to lead? Is that leader definitely eating more fuel than most? And that's kind of why you see a lot of lead changes here in the front. So you need enough fuel to stay on pace to make it till the end of this race. And they probably won't have enough for green-white checkers if we're able to stay green tonight. Heath Job getting in here in the chat. Nice to see Heath Job giving a watch here tonight, asking about Mark Vondel. Mark Vondel currently sitting 20th position. He is at the tail end of this pack, the main pack. And we got a word in with Mark Vondel earlier, and that was his plan. Sit back, relax. It's a very long race, he said, and this was his plan. So he is going and sticking with it here tonight. So that 59, don't look for him to move up anytime soon. He's perfectly content right now. And remember, we one man off the pace. That's going to be Rick Schneider all the way back here. 26 seconds down. He's going to need a caution at some point in this race to get back on par with the leaders. We introduced everyone here to every driver in this field tonight. One man right there hungry for a money racing win. That's going to be the guy that has returned to the racetrack, and that is this guy right here, Landon Velicky, Auburn University student, and is racing that Ford Nightmare eSports machine. Having some fun out there right now is Landon Velicky. Hunter Hastings giving him a shot from behind. You see some drivers like Logan York just bobbing and weaving a little bit. I think these guys are just kind of know they're here just to ride for quite a while and race a little bit later. Astronaut back to the lead, Richard Elliott in second, as the single car train keeps parading around this 2.66 mile super speedway. Logan York's going to stay in that middle lane all by himself, but he'll get a taker there in Evan Carlbon. And Logan York, yeah, and there's where you see the fuel saving. I mean, he's able to make a pass by himself, no one pushing him. There goes Evan Carlbon as well, and that's just fuel saving. These guys just out there riding right now. Not pushing it, probably running half to three-quarter throttle, and just like that, a car that's able to step out of line can make a pass here. And that's kind of what you're seeing here out of this pack right now. Falkingham tonight, still mid-pack, really hasn't made any moves, and I think he's content as well. He knows he can get to the front whenever he would like to, and right now it's just about keeping those cars clean. I don't see anyone really trying to race right now. You see even Kyler Wynn back here, Kenny McCullough Jr. as well. So it is just, ooh, it got a little damage, I believe. The rear end of Nathan Harper is something we have not seen here. We're with Kenny McCullough here. If we get in a chase. And possibly see Kyler Wynn. Or, sorry, excuse me. And there's Nathan Harper. Yep, there's that damage to Harper. Right there in the middle of the back end of the 7 machine. Not sure if he got that on the track or coming to pit lane, but Nathan Harper, some damage there, and he won't be able to get that fixed during green flag stop. So something we're going to have to keep an eye on here tonight for the 7 and Nathan Harper. Otherwise, everyone else really clean here so far tonight. I mean, Mark Vondel only 0.36 seconds behind, and he's the caboose of this pack. As he's been about half throttle all night long. Back up here, it's John Ward in the 92 Bad Fast Toyota. And he is riding along here tonight, and he's working with Corbett Carter and Richard Elliott. Back up front, it's a 3-car breakaway right now. Ashwanath Elliott and Carl Bond. But these other guys can close down as fast as they would like to. And sooner than later, you're going to see all these guys fighting for position. Right before the green flag stop, it's going to be critical to close that delta down as we're now 36 of 100 here in the books. So ticking them off here at Talladega really quickly here tonight. John Darnell cheering for the man right now in the 6th position. Sorry, that's Sean Corbett, 45. John Darnell would like to see Corbett get one, and Corbett possibly tonight. I'll tell you what, he's on a team of 4 in Discord right now, and those guys are going to work hard to get the victory lane tonight. Well, we have a long way to go. A lot of green flag stops left. 3 if we can continue green. And you know we're going to get racy here at the end of this race no matter what. But I'm very, very pleased with the first round of green flag stops and really only losing 1 driver to those stops. And usually you see more kind of getting broken from. And hey, I'll tell you what, everyone on their P's and Q's on pit lane as we get closer and closer to that 2nd stop here of the night. As now we're getting racy. We're getting some more guys in that middle lane coming to the front. They want to pit from the front if they can. Here comes Kenny McCullough Jr. and Christopher Carter to the front, to the point here at Talladega. So the boss man showing some speed here. We've got at least a couple more laps to go here before we see these guys peel down pit lane. Remember, we saw one group, the Falkingham group, go at least 1 more lap last time. They'd be probably looking to do that again. Try to conserve as much fuel as possible just in case later we get a late caution. And they're able to do at least a green white or 2 checkered. Into the trial, Kenny McCullough leads the lap. 39 of 100 in the books. You see a lot of these cars migrating to that bottom lane, but you also see some in the middle fighting to get closer to the front so they can pit from the front. Here comes Bazinez, Wynn, McCullough, and Falkingham. You'll see them pop into your screen here. And they are coming in a hurry. 4-car tandem to the front of this pack. There goes Logan York in tow as well. Bazinez and Wynn get to the bottom. Remember, Falkingham had that extra lap of fuel with some of those guys. As he continues to push Chris McCullough, he is clear. Will he take it? They both do. They both are double clear. Just like that. Like we said, middle or back to front fast. Here they come screaming outside turn number 2. And down the Alabama Gang Super Stretch they go. 40 of 100. Who is going to come on down first? You'd expect them to at least go one more lap here. We shall see. Christopher Carter here on the bottom. As he comes down, is he all by himself? This could be a critical mistake. He's got takers. Elliott, Ward, and Corbett in. Man, Ward in the grass. I mean, these four are all working together. Von Dell's in. And I'll tell you what, they are going to be so close on fuel. And I think you're going to want to be these guys that are still out here on the track getting that extra lap or two in. I'm not sure if they just couldn't make it or not, but I'll tell you what, you want all that cushion you can get here tonight. So if we do go green, you're going to have to push it at some point in order to win the race. And here's Chris. We'll see if he brings this bottom lane down into pit lane. You have two here on the outside, and Hastings and Thess. Will they pit from that outside lane if everyone else pits? Here we come. Some stay out, some come in. Logan York heavy on the brakes. Here comes Chris McCullough. Kenny McCullough heavy on the brakes as well. Sizemore into the grass. 4 takers here. So advantage, in my opinion, advantage to all the drivers still out here on the racetrack. Hastings, Thess, Falkingham, Bellican, Bazinez, Wynn, Harper, Hennings, Ashronoff, Carl Bond, and Josh McCullough. These top 11 right now are all definitely going to have plenty of enough fuel if we stay green here tonight to make 2 more stops. The last group that was in, Chris, Logan, Kenny, Sizemore, they're going to have to save a little bit more. And that first group, still scratching my head just a little bit. Will they have enough? That's Ward, Von Dell, Carter, and a couple others that have come in. Here comes your race leaders, Hunter, Hastings. Ooh, wow, look at the 14 of Thess. He's going to turn. He's going to spin all the way into his pit lane. No caution. And Sterling Thess, man, we gave him such high praise, makes a big mistake coming to pit lane. Just like that, Sterling Thess is going to need a lot of help to get back in this one. He's just now getting in his pit stall. So all these others coming off pit lane will bring up that track map again. And just a big mistake there from Thess. And here we go. We're going to see right now who blends in where. Here comes the group on the racetrack. I'll tell you what, these guys did a great job here. Here comes York. Here comes Chris McCullough to the lead here at Talladega. And that 3-car, remember, he's going to be down a lap. The only one down a lap right now. Problems for John Ward, Sterling Thess on that shot. John Ward now in danger of going down a lap. Sterling Thess, big problems for him. We go back up front. Here's the group. Another group pit. We just missed it. Here comes Falkingham, Wynn, Besson. I mean, these guys are going to have plenty of fuel to make it on 2 more stops. Great job of fuel saving here by these 3. I believe Nathan Harper as well, and here they come. We're gonna mix them in here on the backstretch. These 4 right now are gonna be good to go. Chris McCullough, though, Logan York carrying all that speed, but Falkingham here now to the lead. We'll see if Chris and Logan could get clear with all that speed coming here to their outside. approaching the halfway point. In the last race of the season, it's the Big Dog, Little Dog Championship here from McCullough Motorsports. Logan York now side by side for the race lead with Chris McCullough. No cautions here so far tonight. And the closest caution would have been Sterling Thess. Spinning out, coming to pit entry there on the last round of green flag stops. But hit nobody, hit the inside pit wall at a turnaround, get to his pit stop. So Thess now being scored in last. John Ward, Rick Schneider, all those three right there. A lot of ground to make up right now, as does Steve Sizemore. Everyone else here in this main pack, Kenny McCullough, actually, Evan Carlbon, they're off pace. Just notice that. Mark Vondell in the main pack. So Mark Vondell, that's really 15 cars now out of 21. So we've broken some more. Carlbon, McCullough off, Sizemore, Snyder, Ward, Thies. And those are all the guys looking for a caution now. Because if not, it's going to be a tough sledding for them to get back into this one. Here is Christopher McCullough. And you see that speed right now as he split 3 wide now. John Ward down a lap. McCullough's going to slot down to the middle lane. We won't see any more stops here tonight until lap 60-61. And remember, there's some of these drivers able to really extend it out there. And you see them, a lot of them in the front, that Falkingham and Wynn, they're going to be able to pedal to the metal here now tonight. A lot more fuel to get to the end for those guys. Riding on board here with Trevin Ashmanoff in the corner. You'll see that 30-plus degree banking here right behind Landon Velicky. You'll see them transition off onto the backstretch. Still some banking out back here, but not onto the tri-oval, but not nearly as much. We'll have another race break tonight here at lap number 50. We had one at the quarter mark. We'll have one at 50, and we'll have one at 75 here tonight. And we'll leave you high above Talladega Superspeedway in the Goodyear blimp. If you're here in the chat tonight, don't forget, hit that little dollar bill sign and show your support for PGR eSports. Send a super sticker or a super chat. Any dollar amount counts. And we much appreciate all the donations here for any of the broadcasting crew. As Daniel Falkingham now your leader here at Talladega. Falkingham leads Kyler Wynn and Freddie Basson, as that is your top three. As we're coming up on lap number 50, as Schneider doing his best here to stay in this race. As now we hit that halfway mark. Just 50 more to go here tonight. We'll step aside here for just a little bit live here on the PGR eSports Network. We'll be right back. Back here live at Talladega Superspeedway. Back down here live to the action. It's Daniel Falkingham, still your leader, as he's leading Win and Bazinez here. Lap 54 of 100 in the books. 0 yellow flags. We've been green flag racing since the drop of the green flag here tonight. As we look forward to the second half of this race, green flag stops just about 7 laps away. And you'll see them about 3 or 4 different groups of cars here tonight. It's been a really good race here so far tonight, and I know what, it's going to be a really good ending as well. And sometimes you get this single car laps, you know, we got 100 laps, 50% fuel, and that's what's making this the race the way it is. But it's a good thing, because we are staying green. And once we get to the end, you know we're going to see some really good 3x3 racing, maybe even 4-wide racing as well, to crown our team champion here tonight. Chris McCullough here still in the top 10, as is Brian Hennings. Trevin Ashford right now fighting for that position. We mentioned earlier Sterling Thies off pace, even though he's in this pack. As is Rick Schneider, Steve Sizemore, John Ward. They're all on this pack. Evan Carlbon, he's way back as well. So a lot of guys also fighting for some lucky dog here tonight. Mark Von Dell here in the 16th position. Christopher Carter, we've seen him lead some laps in 15th. But we stay green as we get closer and closer to the third round tonight of green flag pit stops. Yeah, we know Falkingham, Wynn, Bazinez, these drivers up front, I mean, they have more fuel on top of that than anybody else. They've extended and it's stretched out all those green flag runs as much as they can. So these guys are going to be able to push it a lot harder here in the second part of this race. And especially here at this next stop, once they get that fuel, they're going to stretch it again here. And they're going to be able to really push it. They're not going to have to save any more fuel. We saw a couple drivers pushing the limits, coming at lap 20, coming at lap 40. See what those drivers do here. Right now, everyone's still on track as we get closer to that 60-lap mark. Then the window will be open, but probably not for any green-white checkers if we need them. So look for Falkingham, Wynn, Bazinez, honestly, to stay out as long as possible. And they're getting help out here right now. Sterling Thies and all these drivers in front racing for the lead lap. I mean, there's no reason to push it now. They're just saving more fuel. And they're going to stretch it out as long as they possibly can go. So that is a good thing there. A little bit farther back, that's going to be Landon Velicky. So he's racing for himself here tonight. Not in the team championship, but Velicky just looking to get his bearings back here in the Super Speedway Money Series community. And Landon Velicky making his way to the front here, minding his own time. Sean Corbett, we saw him leading early. Mired back now in the 14th position. Excuse me for a second. Wife popped into the room, giving me some laughs there as she goes to bed. Christopher Carter led as well early, but these guys still kind of backwards here right now. But long way to go. Mark Von Dell here right behind them. Everyone's still here on the racetrack, and honestly, John Ward is one of the first to come down pit lane with his little group, so we'll see if that's in fact who's going to have to come down the earliest here. You'd expect him to come down probably next time by. So we'll see how this all plays out. And Falkingham right now being aided by the cars in front. And you can just see the gaps between pretty much everyone in this field. I mean, no one even pushing anyone right now. No need to do that. It's time to save and save as much as you can, because here we go. The money stops are coming up. Here, just past lap 60. Going to be just past lap 80. And then they're going to get racy all the way to 100. These two racy now. They said, screw it. 03, Kenny and McCullough to the front of this pack. There goes that group Ward. And they are going to be borderline making it to the end here tonight. John Ward, Steve Sizemore, all pit. Rick Schneider as well. But Kenny and McCullough, Chris McCullough says, hey, we don't need to save much more. Let's go to the front, close that delta, get all the way up here, pit from the lead. And that's what these two are doing. And that'll give them a lot of advantage here when they do come to pit lane if they stay way out here. Everyone else still a little bit slower. Josh McCullough, he's third in line. So it's all McCulloughs here. Look at that leaderboard. 1, 2, and 3. Kenny McCullough, Christopher McCullough, Josh McCullough. It's a McCullough train here for McCullough Motorsports. Big dog, little dog. Here in the championship race. Falkingham split right there by a lap down car of Thies. And here comes Kenny and Chris McCullough to pit lane. And that was their plan. We're going to go as fast as we can together. And Mark Von Dell also coming down pit lane. So a big call here for your two leaders. And that was their plan all along. But now the race is on for this one here. It's going to be Falkingham, Wynn, Bazinas, York, Hastings, McCullough, Harper, Velicky, Astronaut, Hennings, your current top 10. Big pit stops here coming up. It's not the money stop just yet. But the way the race is shaping out, every stop is just about a money stop. And it's possible we can go wire to wire green flag racing here tonight. And let's see if we have any takers here. We do not. Maybe a little bit farther back we do. But these leaders stay out as expected. Elliott, Corbett, and Carter to pit lane. So they stretch it long enough. These were the guys we were talking about that stretched it longer on that last green flag run. And you could already see. I mean, you could definitely go at least 20 laps plus on a tank of fuel. So, I mean, they pit now. It's a one-stop race for many of these guys outside of that John Ward contingent. Sterling Thies just trying to stay relevant here in this race. He's doing the best that he can to fight and scratch and claw his way back. Will Falkingham come in now? Once he does, he's going to lead them all down. They're going to stay out. York coming down. Thies coming down. Josh McCullough in. So not that many takers there. Evan Carlbon down pit lane. But here's the cars I'm looking at right now. It's Falkingham, Wynn, Bazinets, Hastings, Harper, Velicky, Astronaut, Hennings. Those top 8 guys are going to have the most fuel and be able to push the hardest. And I even still think Kenny and Chris will be okay as well. These guys right here in the top 8, they have their sights set on a team championship, a race win. 64 of 100 in the books. I expect them all to pit here, coming down pit lane. We'll see. Here they go. We'll see. Will Falkingham lead them in? He does. They're all coming down pit lane. Here come your leaders. Fanning out. 3 wide just about. Hastings, man, he has to slow way down, as does Hennings. And here comes Daniel Falkingham down pit lane. Into his box. Comes to a complete stop. A great shot here as he takes left side Goodyear tires. Here goes that Sunoco Racing fuel. As he's off and running is Daniel Falkingham. But Freddie Bazin has a quick pit stop. He's actually going to lead him off pit lane here. Falkingham gives him a nudge. The race is on, just one stop away from being able to go green till the end. Kudos to all the drivers here tonight. We'll take a quick break at lap 75, and that'll be it. We'll take it all the way to the end here tonight. And here was that big break of the race. I knew it was coming. Now we're getting that big break that really can really play. Oh no, caution out on the racetrack. Unbelievable. Astronaut involved. And that changes everything here tonight. And we were ever so close, man, to running this thing out the way the field would have been spread out there. And man, this is really going to change everything. It's going to make it a one-stop race still. But action is going to pick up, and it's going to pick up quick. The intensity is going to ratchet up here tonight. And essentially, it's going to be more of a shorter money race with one pit stop. And we'll see if some of these guys come down and get that extra fuel now, being that it's a small field, just to make it so they can get to the window quicker and pit. Let's go back and find out what happened here with Astronaut. Oh, there it is. Actually, it comes from Mark Von Dell. Let's keep an eye on the 59 of Von Dell. As Steve Sizemore. You know what? They kind of meet in the middle there. Von Dell goes up a lane. He probably wasn't clear to do so. I think he was following Chris. Little did he know, Steve Sizemore was there, and while they met in the middle, Von Dell probably just didn't see the 8 car. Yeah, right there, and I guess they were both trying to take that spot, and man, tough luck for Astronaut there. Innocent bystander. Von Dell involved, so is Sizemore and Astronaut. Von Dell's going to hit this inside wall. Massive damage to his front left. I believe they do have a fast repair. So no matter the damage here, they'll get that all fixed up. As Astronaut comes to a complete stop here on the racetrack. Wow, so well, we made it 65 in and brings out finally the first yellow flag of the night, and one that really honestly did not need to come out. Obviously, it was a yellow. What I meant to say was these drivers back there shouldn't have been driving like that. Man, we were going to have a great race, and we were just about to talk about them breaking the field from the front there, and man, really having a chance at going wire to wire, and that would have been something to behold here tonight. Nonetheless, we do get that first yellow of the night. And 67 of 100 in the books. Man, we're getting closer and closer. Getting to the end of this thing. Well, while we have a minute, we're not going to wait till lap 75. We're going to take a quick break again here on the PGR eSports Network. back here live at Talladega Superspeedway. The only caution now in the books. Pace car is going to dive off on the pit lane as we inch closer to the McCullough Motorsport Little Dog Big Dog Championship. Which team will be crowned a victor here tonight? Which driver will head to victory lane? Falkingham win the Geico restart zone. Green flag back into there at Talladega. Yeah, green flag back into there, and don't expect too much single file racing anymore. With just 31 laps to go, all that stuff from the beginning of the race, flush it. It doesn't matter anymore. We have one stop left in this race, and we're going to bring it home to the checkered flag as Kyler Wynn with the shove from Brian Hennings on the middle side. And here comes Logan York to the top. 3 wide now here at Talladega. Corey Wright in the chat, we need the drunk broadcast again. Hey, we'll get it. They come once every so often, and I don't know how much I can do of those. I couldn't do it weekly, I know that is for sure. But yes, we do need it. Steve Sizemore in the chat. Him getting wrecked question? Yeah, you are right. It's got some guys battling here in the chat tonight, and so some drama spilling over as Falkingham leads Win. York now in that third. He's got some help from Christopher Carter, who's now making his way back up to the front. And look at this. Different racing that we saw through the first 65 laps of tonight's race. Now the race is on. It's a short shoot all the way to lap number 100. 30 to go now. 30 to go to crown our championship team. Falkingham hugging that yellow line with Hunter Hastings in tow behind him. Kyler Wynn's got a rear view mirror full of Team PGR's Brian Hennings. Christopher Carter trying to get back to the front where he was here in the early going here tonight. Kyler Wynn will lead that lap. And don't forget, one more stop will get him to the checkered flag. Everyone now all square on fuel. And one stop should come sometime after lap 80 in order to make it. You know they'll stretch it just in case there's some some green-white checkered finishes. Wow, Chris McCullough comes up the racetrack just a little bit, almost gets into York. We stay 3 wide. Sterling Thess now back here on the top of the track. I believe he is. We're going to try to find out here. I believe he's still a lap down, as is Schneider. So him and Schneider, really, they're racing hard because, yeah, there they are on the screen. They're racing for that lucky dog. Mark Fondell, the last car in the lead lap, and there he is, the last car here on the lead lap. Of course, it's Mark Fondell. He's been hanging out there all night long. Don't think he's going to sit there too long. Mark Fondell is going to definitely try to make his way up through this field. So Ashburnoff had to use that fast repair. So that's why he's back here kind of keeping calm at the moment. Back up front, it's Wynn to the bottom. He's cleared out in front of Falkingham. Hennings now to the middle. He leads the middle lane. Chris McCullough in his rear view. York, Carter, Thess on the top. Sorry, I'm getting used to pronouncing that the right way. Bazinez in a Hornet's Nest in that Turtle Wax Toyota in the middle in the yellow and black number 20. Oh, we almost have an accident. Hunter Hastings up the track. Oh, Brian Hennings is almost turned off of Wynn. I believe he wasn't clear. And Hennings now. They have to go to the back of this pack to try to file back in. We'll go back to that really quick while we have a second. And watch this right here in the front of the pack. Hennings goes down. Is he clear? I don't think so. And that's why he's turned on the nose of Kyler Wynn. And that sets him back just a little bit. We go back live. Excuse me, sorry. We're trying to get back live here. And now back live, finally. Hennings has to go back farther in this pack. Bazinez all of a sudden is your leader. Changing at rapid pace here in the front of the pack. Closing in on just 25 laps to go. Hennings now settles back into the 10th position. So a close call for Hennings as action is now picked up. The race is on McCullough, Chris McCullough, that is leads over Freddie Basnes here in the middle lane. Kyler Wynn still sticking to that bottom lane, as he likes to see Falkingham behind him. One of the best here in the business. So 2 by 2 we go, and you could definitely see that intensity has picked up on the racetrack. No longer are we single file parading around saving fuel. Fuel has no bearing now on this race other than having to come down and making your stop. So you're either going to come down during a green flag or you're going to come down during a yellow, but that's only after we get less than 20 laps to go. You're not going to see anyone coming down yet. As Wynn now up high. Falkingham getting a great push from Veliky. And a very strong contingent of cars here up in the top 5. As Veliky, who's really been patient tonight, has now come here up to the front. Red Bull Camaro in the chat, cheering on Freddie Basnes. Sean Corbett still wheeling that car here tonight, here in the 7th position. Corbett giving him a shot at tonight's race. Here comes York. York has been, man, he's been trying to make that 3rd lane work all night. And now he gets to push Kenny McCullough Jr. Nope, he's going to think better, go back to that middle lane. Nope, back to the top. York can't make his mind up. Let's see if he sticks to this top lane here. This is going to fill that spot. He has no choice now. They need some help, and help's on its way from the 29 of Josh McCullough. Chris McCullough in the middle. Here come all the McCulloughs up to the front once again. 24 laps to go. Kenny McCullough clear. P1 now in the middle of the racetrack. Remember, we have teams here tonight vying for the team championship. All the individuals vying for the payout positions. Big money here on the line in season number 4. It all will conclude here at the end of these 24 laps and crown a team champion here tonight. Right now, Kyler Wynn, your leader, would do the job here tonight for himself and Ron. But now Falkingham, he says, hey, I want to lead this race. I want that championship. Falkingham, your leader here with just 23 laps to go. Trying to get it done for him and Mark Vondel. What a win that would be. Mark Vondel would be a champion here. McCullough Motorsports. Man, he has to be smiling year to year being at the back of this pack, knowing he's got an eNASCAR Coke Series Pro leading here in the late going. But here comes McCullough's back on the top, throwing more punches. Closing in on the 10th round of a heavyweight fight here tonight. And in my opinion, that 11th round is going to be the money stop. That last pit stop that you are going to have to get perfectly right here tonight. No more mistakes can be had as Falkingham goes to the middle. We stay 2 wide through the field. Your top 14 all separated by under a second time. Right now, just exchanging the lead is Wynn and Falkingham. And you'd expect Landon Veliky to make a move at some point in this race, but and he's not going to be content staying there, and he's not going for that team championship. It's winner take all here tonight for Landon Veliky. It's the 03, gets loose just a little bit, comes down the racetrack. Keep an eye on that lap counter. So once we are under 20 laps to go, we'll be in the window, but I'm assuming these guys are going to stretch it a little bit farther than that just in case we have some green-white checkers. And they'll fill up those fuel tanks probably all the way full just to be safe here tonight. $19 cars on the lead lap. Steve Sizemore, unfortunately, coming down pit lane. And that could really cost him here tonight. So it's really 18 cars right now in position to still win this race. Vandell, Ashburnoff, Harper, Carlbahn all here in the back. They're going to have to make up some ground. They're going to have to make up some ground soon. John Ward's battled back to the 12th position after a mishap earlier in the race. Back up front, it's still Wynn, Falkingham pacing both lanes. 20 laps to go. No takers here. Oh, we do have takers. And the ones that have been doing this number all night long. John Ward and company, Richard Elliott, Chris Carter, Corbett. They're, like I said, they've been racing together here tonight. And they must know or think they can make it to the end of this one. And we'll see if they can. We'll listen in on team communications between the four.
And she kept going. You okay, Richard?
Yep.
Boy, I'm telling you what, that scared the fuck out of me, man.
Live and uncut here. It's Corbett, Ward, Carter, Elliott, all off pit lane.
Get up there, you good?
All right, we're good.
Try not to get a penalty.
Good pit stop, boys.
Shoot. Well, I'm telling you what, I did not think I was going to slow down at all. I don't know what's going on.
That's how you do a 4-man pit stop right there. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
All right, let's try to be quick as we can here. Stay on that yellow.
All right, rock and roll.
A great pit stop by those four. We'll let them go. We'll see if one of them
Hey, what's up,
can
fellas?
get their victory lane here tonight. Corbett leads this train of four as they look to get to victory lane.
Choo-choo!
Back up front, it's Daniel Falkingham leading Kyler Wynn, Landon Velicki. You heard the choo-choo train out of Corbett. And all these drivers staying out, so that was the strategy here tonight. We'll see if it pays off for that team. They executed well, but these guys all elected to stay out longer, and we're going to see what that difference ends up being. There's these four with 17 laps to go. They think and believe they can make it to the end, and if they can, we'll see if that was the race-winning move to stay in a 4-pack and let these drivers all jockey out together in a bigger pack. The race is on with 17 to go. And they stay on the racetrack still. Sterling Thess, man, a tough night for him ever since that second green flag stop. He comes to pit lane for service. Falkingham leads Win. They're all single file here, ready for their money stop with just 16 laps to go. Down the Alabama Gang Super Stretch we go. You see Sizemore out there. He is down a lap to their outside. As the pit crews get ready for that splash of gas from the fuel can, which will get all these drivers to the checkered flag here tonight. Outside of turn number 4, they all say, hey, we're staying out as long as we possibly can. We're going to have to look at some of those lap times right now. Corbett's last lap, 51:05. Daniel Falkingham, a 50, 90. So really, they're not making up any ground. So not quite sure if that move for Corbett, Elliott, Carter, or Ward's going to pay off. These drivers up front faster right now with the bigger pack. So they are going to be possibly losing a time. It's not a lot, but it could be enough. Man, a close call there as Bazinez clears to the bottom of the racetrack. And they all stay out more with just 15 to go, 14 to go when we get to the line. Mark Vondel off pace. Carl Bond out of nowhere to the lead of this one for the Jack Shack. As Evan Carl Bond says, hey, you forgot about me here tonight, but I'm in it to win it. His teammate is 2 behind him and Trevor Ashford. The Jack Shack's been hot. Is the Jack Shack going to be rocking tonight? We'll find out. Bazinez leads the bottom. Falkingham win. Veliky. You'd expect them to be coming down any time here. And here they come. Here come your leaders as Harper, Carl Bond, Ashroth all stay on the racetrack. Bazinez in. York beating and banging with Chris McCullough. Man, that was a close call right there coming to pit lane. But here come the majority of your cars that were out there on the track. And we'll see right now if that gamble for Ward and team ends up paying off or not. And these 3 out here on the racetrack all by themselves. Carl Bond, Harper, and Astronaut, they're going to make it another lap here, and they're going to come down this time by. Falkingham, Bazinez lead off pit lane. They're going to have to get in single file somehow. I think Bazinez is going to back off a little bit, go and fill that void right there. He does. Here comes Carl Bond, Ashburnoff. And Carl Bond, oh no, he hits the inside wall. Coming in hot is Evan Carl Bond. Unbelievable. Back this up really quick. We'll show it in real time. And Evan Carl Bond just slaps the inside wall there coming to pit lane. Luckily for both these other guys, they're okay. Here comes Falkingham. Into the tri-oval. Let's go back here. Here's Corbett. And that contingent that pit. Kyler wins up here. They're going to have to dig in order to get to their draft here. It's going to be close here. Corbett, Carter, Elliott, Ward fighting for their playoff championship life. Here's Harper and Ashburnoff. They're going to lose Carl Bond. And they're going to lose the lead as Falkingham, Bazinez, and Veliky go right by, as does Chris McCullough, Kenny McCullough. They'll stay in the draft. But I'll tell you what, having Carl Bond left front damage, and man, that might, I'll tell you what though, that might bridge the gap a little bit for Corbett and them. We'll see if that helps them somehow. Now here comes Carl Bond. He's going to have to come to pit lane. He's got too much damages. Corbett digging right now. We'll look from his cockpit there. And that's the gap to that lead pack as they're racing hard up front. 4 wide now. And that's what Corbett and them want to see. Hard racing up front. That'll only get them closer to this front pack. Ashburnoff is your, or Chris, 12 cars in the lead pack. So 12 cars in the lead pack. And back to Corbett, Carter, Elliott, Ward. That's 16. Vondel way off pace, as is Sizemore, Carl Bond, Schneider, and Dice. So 16 cars now have a shot to win if we stay green. As this group's still digging, scratching, clawing, fighting to try to get to Christopher McCullough. As they are now 3 wide, and that's a sight for them to see. And that's only going to get them closer and closer as each lap goes on. As they are now running the fastest laps out on the track. It's Sean Corbett with 49.79. Leader's last lap is 50.65, so almost a second. They are gaining with the way they are racing here up front. Ooh, and we have a wreck, a big one. Veliky into the wall. Caution out for the second time. Henning's involved. And that group, you definitely wanted to be that Corbett group now. So all these guys able to come to a stop way before they get to the wreck. But I know Landon Veliky took the hardest hit in this wreck. And you can see the smoke billowing out there from Nightmare Esports driver with just 9 laps to go. A big one here at Talladega as the second yellow flag has flown. Veliky's going to nurse this to pit lane, take his fast repair. And there you see Landon Veliky gets that new car. He's out of fast repairs, but he gets a big break. As Falkingham, your leader now with 9 laps to go. And a lot of these leaders, you'll see them staying out unless they have to come down either fix damage and or get a fast repair. We'll go back to that yellow flag. We'll slow this one down. And it's going to start there, I believe, with Kenny McCullough. As he comes here to push Josh. I think Josh starts getting loose, though, before Kenny even gets to him. Josh goes up the racetrack into Veliky. He's going to turn Veliky. Harper has to go all the way to the wall. He does. Kenny has nowhere to go as here goes Landon Veliky. I mean, he's going to take the hardest hit of all these guys. Watch this impact right into the safer barrier. So he spins down the racetrack. Ashford involved as well. Well, that's what resulted in a fast repair being taken by Landon Veliky. We'll see that in real time here from his cockpit. What an impact for Veliky. Nothing he could do to save that. He tried everything he could do. So we go back up front here with just 8 laps to go. We'll get the 7 to go signal next time. Bob will go green with just 6 laps to go. If you're just joining us, this was the race flyer. And the championship teams, you see them there in the middle of the flyer vying for the team championship. 3 teams will all take home money, as will the highest team outside that championship, as well as individual drivers from this race. As the Big Dog, Little Dog season number 4 comes to an end here tonight. So, wow, we've had a great race here tonight. Only 2 yellow flags. 2 for incidents here in the second half of the race. We went green for 65 laps tonight. So 2 cautions now. We'll see if we can re-rack them up and hopefully get to the checkered flag. And as this action has really picked up. Well, we have a minute before we go back green. We'll take a quick break one more time here on the PGR eSports Network. back here live at Talladega Superspeedway. The Big Dog, Little Dog Championship on the line. 7 laps to go. There'll be 6 laps to go when we hit the line here. Don't go anywhere. Who will be crowned the team champion and who will go to victory lane here tonight? Falkingham, York, lead them back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air. The most viewers so far tonight tuned in at just the right time. 6 laps to go. Falkingham side by side with York. Harper, Josh McCullough breathing down their back. Full view in both of their rear views. Here comes Kenny McCullough. His team won the championship last year. Trevin Astronaut trying to get to victory lane in the number 89. 2 by 2 we go. Just 2 cautions here tonight. A great race from start to finish. Let's see if we can get an epic end here for season number 4. 3 wide already as Richard Elliott pulls to that 3rd lane. Who can he pull with him is the question. We stay green. 6 laps to go. 3 wide. Kenny McCullough off the pace. Not sure why. Kenny McCullough to pit lane. A big development here late in the race for him and his team here tonight. Falkingham leads 3 wide racing. York in the middle in the Microsoft XL machine as Falkingham slots back up to the middle. That opens up the door for the 7 of Nathan Harper. On the outside there's Kyler Wynn. Will anyone go with him? So far they will not. We stay 2 wide. Kyler Wynn files back in. Bazinez though, he wants to make moves. As Wynn sees that run coming, he's going to try and take it. Wynn Thice, we'll see they go back down, so no power generated right now there in the 3rd lane. Into the trial we go. Nathan Harper, he's been a mainstay in the front of packs all week long throughout the community. He's down to the bottom. Ooh, Daniel Falkingham about to get turned off the nose of Logan York. They all save it. Corbett saves it. Ashworth save it. What a professional move by the professional driver of Daniel Falkingham as he's able to save it from another big one here. 4 laps to go. Here comes Landon Velke, brand new car and all, the 62 now. Leads it on top by his foe, his enemy, Kyler Wynn. Man, what would that be like if he gets pushed to victory here tonight by the number 82. We stay 3 wide, now 4 wide. 4 wide as Chris McCullough makes a 4th lane. Down the Alabama gang suit. Nope, sorry, it's tri-oval we go. I can't even keep up. These drivers all fanning out. 4 wide now. Nathan Harper still leads. 3 laps to go. Which team's going to go to victory lane? Trevin Astronaut not on any of those teams. He's just trying to get the race win. Nathan Harper as well. We'll see who it's going to be here tonight. Sean Corbett, though, let's see, he's vying for a team payout that is outside the team's going, or the team's going for a championship. Man, Logan York, you're going to have to look all the way to Logan York. He is right now in the catbird seat to win a championship, as is Daniel Falkingham. We stay 3 wide. The 3rd lane is backing up just a little bit. We're going to have the 2 to go sign here in the flag stand. Logan York looks to the 3rd lane for the Velke. There he goes. We stay 3 wide. Harper leads it. 2 laps to go. Sorry, 2 laps to go here at Talladega. Man, this is crazy. If we get around this racetrack one more time, it'll be white flag, and this one will be official. 3 wide and no lift all the way around right now. Everyone's trying to punch holes through. A huge surge. Oh my God, Landon Velke nearly wrecks Logan York. Corbett goes down. He gets back up. What a move. Kyler Wynn now goes to the bottom all the way. Power moves for Wynn. The Canadian now here in first. Velke leads the middle. Bazinez leads the top. We're coming down the front stretch to the white flag. Into the trial we go. We stay 3 wide. White flag in the air. Last lap, final lap here in season number 4. Velke side by side with his enemy Kyler Wynn. Man, you couldn't have scripted this one any better. beating and banging all the way through the field. There they go. There goes Landon Velick. He gets a tough push there from Harper. He's going to go back. Kyler Wynn now getting a push from Logan York. Harper in the middle. Bazinez here in the third lane. York goes to the top. Side by side now with Kyler Wynn. Ashronoff hits Wynn. Wynn gets turned. He saves it. Can he save it enough? York now has the advantage. Here comes Daniel Falkingham. They're wrecking out back. Logan York, the 0-2, goes up to block the run of the 7. Here comes Falkingham on the bottom. Side by side. Beating, banging through the tri-oval. And Daniel Falkingham's your victor here at Talladega. Daniel Falkingham, the NASCAR Coke Series driver, to victory lane, the team championship with Mark Vondel. A late pass on Logan York, as Logan York just destroys Falkingham on the cooldown lap there. Probably playful, not sure why he did that, but probably won't be seeing Daniel Falkingham, unfortunately, get to burn him down here for his team. But he wins the team championship. He wins the individual here tonight. And what a great finish that was. We're going to have to go right back to that one. I mean, unbelievable. So much happened. Let's actually take this a step farther. Because Landon Velick, all right, this is where it was. Let's take a look here. And Nathan Harper. Let's go in the chopper cam here. Yeah, you just can't push in the corner. And he pushes Velick too much there. And that ultimately costs Velick here tonight. As it pushes Velick down the track. The net codes, I think, off Kyler Wynn and Logan York. And then here we go from there. Keep an eye on Daniel Falkingham, your race winner. I mean, right there, he's back in like 7th position. In the middle lane, he looks there. Right now, he's in 6th. But there is the Trevin Ashronoff getting to the win. They causes a stack up behind. They all wreck. Falkingham takes the spot, goes up the middle. He's got damage on his left rear. Now he's got to make a decision. And he pushes York up the track just a little bit, goes to the bottom, gets a push from Josh McCullough. They door bang here, and all the way to the finish. It is Daniel Falkingham to victory lane here tonight. Joshua McCullough finishes in 2nd position. We'll see if we can get a word with tonight's 3rd place finisher, Josh McCullough, momentarily here. But right now, we're going to jump down here to Daniel Falkingham, Mark Vondel. We have a 2-for-1 here. We have the team champions, Daniel Falkingham, Mark Vondel, and your race winner, Daniel Falkingham. You guys got a copy?
We got you.
Well, what a race it was, Mark. We'll start with you. A team champion here in the Big Dog, Little Dog Championship, season number 4. And I'm sure you have a lot of praise and thanks for the man who got the job done tonight, Daniel Falkingham.
Absolutely. Daniel's the man. Trying to get him to the
We're trying to get to the finish line. I got annihilated after the race. We're trying to get this front check to celebrate.
Yeah, we saw that happen. Logan York gets in you. Well, Daniel, what a race it was. We're going to go back to that checkered flag finish. And, man, I'll tell you what, I had you about 7th on that last lap at some point down the backstretch. And then all hell starts breaking loose. Velick looks like he gets pushed by Harper there poorly. And it opens up the door for you, though, to come from 7th to 1st here on the last lap. Walk us through it.
Yeah, just I got buried back there because I got really, really hot. I was trying to just go up, run the middle so I could give Nathan air because I don't want the outside to drop down. Logan was trying to push me. I don't know if he was just echoing through my car or what. He apparently said I was dragging brakes, which I wasn't. I got a full stream if he wants to go back and watch that. So we can put that to bed. I hate that excuse everyone likes to say all the time. But, I mean, I'm not going to friggin' drag brakes to let Nathan up because even though we work together, we're both racing for the championship for separate teams. So But yeah, I just lost my mo. I just didn't have the good push I needed on the top. But we got buried. But then thankfully they all started killing each other, and we got through there in one piece somehow. And Nathan or Logan, I can't believe Logan blocked the top right there. He blocked Nathan, went slowly left the bottom. They left the bottom open for me, and Josh followed me, gave me the push I needed, and that's what got me the win. So Josh was like he was a big player in pushing me to the win there. So I appreciate him for that. I hope he got something out of it. I think he did. So shout out to him. But I can't believe we pulled that off, man, considering where we were going to the white flag. Is like, I was not planning to get buried that way, but it's just so hard to do whatever we're trying to do. Just because, like, you got the net code with the bumpers and whatnot. So, yeah, it sucks because, like, I seem to lose out on it every time. But, hey, thankfully, a last lap kind of went my way. Finally, it seemed like the last few nights hadn't gone my way, but it finally worked out for us. We got the win, and Mark and I got to celebrate.
Well, guys, hey, go celebrate tonight. It's going to be a long night of celebrations. Got the team championship. Got an individual championship here tonight, guys. Much deserved. And congrats on that championship.
All right, thank you, Mike. Yeah, I just want to shout out Kenny for. Yeah, sorry. I'll give Mark his time to talk in just a minute, but I want to thank Kenny for putting this on. I got to thank you for broadcasting the last race. I know we didn't have much of a broadcast the whole season, but I appreciate you putting on the broadcaster tonight. Shout out to Mark, Bonnie. I'm glad me and him were able to double cash in quite a few races. So I'm glad we could get some good results. I'm glad we could bring home the big money that we both deserve for sure.
All right, any last words for Mark Vondel?
Hell yeah. Thanks, Michael, for broadcasting. You're always awesome. I want to thank Kenny for the series. Daniel, the man. That's my buddy. Couldn't have done it without him. I got into a few problems tonight, and it turned out I didn't need him, but I want to thank Daniel. He's been an awesome teammate. And I guess that's it.
Well, Mark, go celebrate. Big win, big championship here tonight. Much deserved.
Thanks, Michael.
Well, you heard it there. An excellent race here tonight. And we are going to bring now your third place finisher here into the booth. That's going to be Josh McCullough, McCullough Motorsports. You have a copy. Josh McCullough, you got a copy. All right, well, we do not have Josh McCullough here, but we're going to see if we can bring the runner-up here tonight in the booth. That's going to be Logan York in the O2. You got a copy.
Yeah, what's up, Michael?
Well, what's up? You tell me what's up, man. One heck of a last lap there. An action-packed race. I know we had a lot of single-file racing, but, hey, only 2 cautions, and we knew here at the end we'd get some really good racing to the finish. Walk us through that last lap. I know not the position you wanted to get. P2, I know you're a guy that wants to win all these races, and walk us through that finish there with Daniel Falkingham.
Yeah, I'm going to the store tomorrow to buy myself a little dunce count, considering how much of an idiot I am. Yeah, I should have just stayed in front of Dan, but, like, I figured, because Dan, like, I knew he was going to split me or whatever, and I didn't want to, like, lose that bottom or middle. I didn't want to, like, the top to blow by us, so I figured once I saw Nathan get a little run there, I was going to go in front of him, and I thought it would carry me all the way to the finish. But I don't know, he got loose or something and just killed the run, and yeah, I lost the race.
Well, hey, you lost the race, but second for your team in the championship and a second here tonight. Still some big money. I know it's not first, but hey, you got the job done. A great showing here tonight. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for broadcasting. I want to thank McCullough for putting the race on the whole season. Thank everyone that watches the races and provides viewers for this broadcast. Thank everyone for coming to the race. Thank Daniel for kicking my butt, and that's it.
All right. Well, that was your runner-up here tonight, Logan York.
Oh, wait. I need to thank my teammate too, Scott McLean. He wasn't in the race.
Yep.
But yeah, he was my teammate for the season. So glad that even though he didn't make this finish, that he's runner-up for this season. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, there you have it from Logan York, your runner-up here in the team championship tonight and runner-up in the race. And congrats to him and his team. And we'll try one more time to see if we have a word with Josh McCullough. I believe Josh McCullough is still not here. So we will unfortunately not be able to get a word with Josh here tonight. But, hey, nonetheless, what a great race it was. As Daniel Falkingham, your race winner here tonight for the McCullough Motorsports Big Dog, Little Dog Season Championship, as he wins it for himself and Mark Von Dell. Man, much deserving. Mark Von Dell as well for a good payday here tonight. Daniel Falkingham, your winner. On top of the pylon here at Talladega Superspeedway. Second, Logan York. Josh McCullough, third, and that is your podium. Nathan Harper, fourth. Christopher Carter in fifth. Freddie Bazin has sixth. Kyler Wynn in seventh. Sean Corbett in eighth. Trevor Ashmanoff in ninth. Rounding out your top 10, Landon Velicki. In 11th, Hunter Hastings for Roughneck Racing. Richard Elliott finishes in 12th. Mark Von Dell in 13th. John Ward in 14th. Rick Schneider in 15th. Brian Hennings in 16th. Kenny McCullough Jr. in 17th. Christopher McCullough Jr. in 18th. In 19th here tonight, Steve Sizemore. Evan Carlbon finishes in 20th. And rounding out your 21-car field here tonight, that'll be Sterling Fest. So what a great race it was. Only 2 cautions in 100 laps here tonight, and all coming 65 laps or more here. So some great green flag racing, quite a few green flag stops. But Daniel Falkingham wins it for himself and Mark Von Dell. They are crowned your team champions for season number 4 of the Big Dog, Little Dog Series. We'll see you live here tomorrow night on the PGR eSports Network. It'll be race number 1 of the playoffs for the PGR Light Series, live at Talladega in the Gen 6, and back on Tuesday night for RMR's Tuesday Night Thunder. Until then, we'll see y'all later, and thanks for watching here tonight.